Hi friends, it has been about, I don't know why I'm holding the scissors. It has been about a week since I got back from West Texas. So this video is gonna be about my residency in West Texas. I spent 2 weeks there in Terlingua, near the Mexico border and Big Bend National Park. So it might be kind of a long one, so if you're doing some work, this is a good time to, you know, grab your laptop, iPad, maybe grab a drink, a snack, and work alongside. I'm gonna do a little bit of commentary, but a lot of it is just gonna be sort of very nice eye candy. Mentally, I'm still there. It was such a transformative experience, and that trip will never ever leave me. Those people will never leave me. It was truly such an amazing thing that I think I really needed in order to make some new work. And I'm very excited for you guys to see what it looked like and what I did and the new art. Okay, anyway, let's get into it. Here's my travel vlog of my 2-week residency in Terlingua. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. Can you put this back where it was? Yeah, go around this way. Oh, we got it? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's pretty sturdy. Cool. Yeah, that looks good. I am in Terlingua, which is in West Texas. I'm here for an art residency. I gotta show you my view. I gotta show you. This is a view from my little casita. Holy shit. So I'm here for 2 weeks. Really just to like chill and make work and relax. There's like, I think 10 other artists coming, or 11, and we are just kind of taking over this place that's normally an Airbnb and making art in the desert. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm setting up my stuff, and I'm pretty pooped. The drive was like 6.5 hours, but hopefully you enjoy this. I might be a long one. Thank you if you watched the whole thing. I'm very excited. Day 1 was a success. It's like 10 something and I'm exhausted. We had like a little dinner to meet everybody and like get to know the place. But yeah, I'm pooped. So see you tomorrow. I have no idea what I'm gonna do tomorrow, but I'll figure it out. All right. So this morning I went out into what we called the backyard of where we were staying, and I got 2 commissions before I left. 2 people sponsored my trip, and one of the commissions I'm still working on now, but this one I completed. She wanted a plein air of where I was staying, basically. And so I really wanted to get the mountains in the background. All the mountains you're seeing are the Chizos Mountains in Big Bend National Park. That's basically what we saw every day was the park. I really wanted to get these cool, notched out canyons that ran through the backyard, and then that big ocotillo plant in the middle. There was also lots of great dragonflies the whole time we were there, so I threw in a little dragonfly. This is just watercolor, a little bit of pencil, a little bit of marker. So I spent the first few days working on my porch, and turns out the sun just hits it all day long and just was beating me. So I quickly gave that up and moved to another spot, which you'll see tomorrow. But this was a first pass at a big painting that I started, that I really wanted to get a big painting done before anything. So I ended up finishing that real tall, long painting and then starting a much bigger one, like 36 by 48 inches, 3 feet by 4. by the pool, which was great. It was very nice to have a pool here. I tried to go there just about every day, and it was a saltwater pool. Mentally, I'm still in that pool right now. But here is me working on a smaller canvas. I finished this in like 2 hours or something. I brought a lot of like small canvases. I really knew that I could finish them pretty quick, and in the amount of time that I had, I wanted to make as much as possible. So I knew that small canvases would allow me the luxury to feel that sense of accomplishment of a bunch of things finished. And then I could go home and make prints of them much easier than a big one, yada, yada. Anyway, but this day I finished like 3 small little paintings, which was really awesome. Made me feel very good. And then it allowed me more time to focus on my big one because I was feeling the momentum. I was feeling good from finishing all these small ones. And then I just all day long, it just kind of, I was in such a groove. I was like just cranking these guys out. It felt really good. And I'm very happy with how all of them came out. And I did a fair amount of experimenting too.
Poop map.
Photos done.
Okay, that was it.
Okay.
Great.
Wait, out of all of those interactions, we got some
We got
done.
something.
So this being the second half of the 2 weeks of the residency, I spent a little less time filming and was a little more present and happy to be there, because the idea that I'd be going home soon and not in this gorgeous place with 11, including myself, amazing artists ever again, that was really dawning on me. And I was just trying to hang out with people as much as possible, because I knew these same 11 artists would never be at Willow House in Terlingua doing this at the same time ever again. I mean, there's potential to have reunions, obviously, but this moment, this magic will never happen again in the same way that it did. And so I really, really wanted to be like here and present as much as possible. And to be honest, like a little bit of work stuff back home was starting to catch up with me, and I had to tie up some loose ends and like tell people I'm not going to be back for a little while. So dealing with that and then trying to figure out like what else I feel like I could get done in the next few days was a bit of a toss-up. So that's why I didn't film very much. But I finished the big paintings. I finished lots of small paintings. I was feeling very accomplished and happy with what I had done so far. So if I didn't do anything else, it was not that big of a deal. Like, I feel like I really had lots of momentum in the beginning, and then it sort of fizzled out the next week just because I was starting to get worried about work and going back and wanting to like hang out, that I wasn't doing as much, but I was still like tying up any loose ends, getting any little last bits and bobs on paintings done, and then starting to figure out how I wanted to display all of my work at the end. So it has become sort of a Willow House artist residency tradition that at the end, all of the artists go around to each little casita. We do like a little show and tell of the work we made, and we talk about it, and then everybody gives praise, and then we have a nice big dinner after. So this is me sort of starting to plan out what I want my space to look like. So this is the final show and tell. It's honestly hard to like watch this and editing and not be a little sad that I'm not there right now. I wish I could be there experiencing this again and hearing everybody talk about their art. And we had this great like little misty rain and the rainbow. It was honestly such a amazing end to an amazing 12 days in Terlingua with 11 amazing artists, and I'm so impressed by what everybody made. And you know, some of the artists I didn't get to see what they were doing during the day. I only saw maybe like snippets on Instagram or when I walked by their casita or whatever. But it was really cool to like see the full progress of what everybody made, and the amount that we all got done was pretty impressive. The manager said this is one of the like most prolific groups they have ever had at Willow House, which, you know, that makes sense. We like really put our heads down and worked, and it was an amazing group of people. You know, it didn't really hit me. Like, I'd never cried until I was, like, pulling out of the Willow House driveway that things were done. But thankfully, I still had a great weekend after. I hung out with two of the artists that were in the residency together, and then my partner and best friend Jetty came to visit, and we spent the weekend in the Fort Davis Mountains. We went to the McDonald Observatory and did one of their star parties where you get to look through telescopes. And we spent a day in Marfa. Like, it was a great little end, and it kept me from being too sad that the residency was over and that I had to say goodbye to my 10 new best friends. And I'm truly so happy that they came to visit and we got to spend a fun day or fun weekend, you know, hanging out. And especially with some of the other artists, it was cool that they got to meet them. And then we, you know, drove back through a little bit of torrential rain in the hill country. And it was sort of like a metaphor for how I felt. Sad that it was over, but happy that it happened. Now that brings us to present day. I think this is actually 12 days on the dot since I left West Texas. Lots of 12s. I mean, it was supposed to be 12 artists. It ended up being 11, but lots of... is that an angel number? I don't know. Anyway, almost the same amount of time that I spent in West Texas it has been since I left. And gosh, like, I could cry right now thinking about it. It was truly such an amazing experience, and those are people I'll never forget. Those are views I'll never forget. That was time spent that I'll never forget. Truly, thank you so much, Willow House, for having me, and to the management team who were so gracious with their time, feeding us on the first and last night and taking care of the space and cleaning after us. I am forever grateful. Thank you so much to all the artists who, you know, were open to me and allowed me to hold space and heard my stories and told me their stories. And wow, what a truly magical place the desert always has been for me, and it never ceases to amaze me how much more magic it can hold. And I'm so grateful to have done it with the people that I did it with. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I spent a little more time editing this one than my usual vlogs. Normally I just kind of edit things real quickly. I don't clip a lot and do special effects or anything. But this one I really wanted to give it the reverence that it deserved. And if you want to see all of the finished pieces that I finished while at the residency, they are on my website, which will be in the link below. If you need art supplies, if you're feeling inspired, use my Dick Blick link, buy some art supplies. I'll get a little kickback. Anyway, appreciate you watching. If you're any of my Willow House friends watching, hi, love you. If you're Willow House watching, thanks again for having me. And I hope you go make some art now. I hope you're feeling inspired. Until next time. Peace.